like and subscribe. What's something that your mother told you that you never forgot? I had suicidal tendencies in my early teens. She said to me, sometimes it'll get harder before it gets easier, but it will get better. You just have to make it through the hard times first. A year and a half later I lost her to suicide. Edit. Thank you for all the sweet replies and awards, it means a lot. 3. Edit 2. This was almost 4 years ago. Without her and her kind words it could have ended a lot differently. Now I am currently 11 weeks pregnant. I am sure my mum would have loved to be here to see her future grandchild. Oh my god, I wanna cuddle you. This broke my heart. I am sorry for your loss and hope you are doing well. Her words she spoke are true, but it is so awful how the outcome turned out. Sending you hugs as well. I am so sorry about your mom. My mom had a similar talk with me at that way to emotional/hormonal puberty time, and all I remember is that she told me when she was my age she felt like not being in this world and was there for me if I needed to vent. Best thing she ever said to me. If she got through it then I could too. I really did not mean to sound like I am minimizing what happened to you, because I'm deeply sorry for what happened to you. Sending huge hugs. And I want you to know I am glad you're here. I'm so sorry for your loss, as someone who struggled with mental illness. Please hang on, I can't imagine how hard it must be to continue on. But she was right. Praying to God to give you the strength you need and lessen your burdens. If it is possible, therapy helps greatly. I'll be keeping you in my prayers. This comment broke my heart. I miss my mom, it's the hardest part of life. I feel your words come as power to me, pal. The story she would tell when we were little to explain thunder and lightning. Miss Lightning is blindingly beautiful and Mr. Thunder insisted that she must become his bride. He was an older, very ugly man known for his temper. Miss Lightning had no interest in this man, but he was so persistent that she finally made him a deal. I will marry you, but only if you can catch me. Mr. Thunder agreed, for he was very spry for his age, but Miss Lightning was still faster. She took off like a shot and the chase began. He chased her all over the world, but no matter how close he came, she always managed to slip away at the last moment. The couple eventually died, but their antics had amused God so much that he upheld their original terms in the afterlife. To this day, whenever you see lightning in the sky, that's her taking off again. The rumbling booms and cracks that follow are Mr. Thunder grumbling and hollering in anger with every miss as they race across the heavens. If he ever catches her, there will never be another thunderstorm in the world again. I want to read an entire mythology novel written by her. Saving this brought a smile to my face. My mom told me thunder was the sound of angels bowling in heaven. This is very cute. My grandma always told me the sound of thunder was the angels moving their furniture. OMG, I love that so much. Legit gave me goosebumps and watery eyes, lol. I think this will make me calm down next time there is a thunderstorm. I'm really scared of them. So thank you. After getting me some basic makeup for my 13th birthday. I should have let you start wearing makeup sooner. You have one of those faces that needs makeup. Hits me every time I look in the mirror. I'm a mom. She was projecting her own insecurities onto you. You look great without makeup, and you don't need it. OMG, I'm so sorry. WTFD. Your mother sounds like a terribly insecure woman. Fact timed my mom the other day before I went to a wedding. I was stuck between two dresses and wanted her opinion. Her response? You're wearing more makeup than that, right? My mom told me I was single because I did not do my hair, makeup, or nails. Yeah, mine told me I should wear makeup more. What you eat in secret shows in public. Stretch marks are something to be incredibly ashamed of. Edit, this was me adding something. My mom would tell me. Yeah, I have a vivid memory of being around 16 years old and my mom literally yelling the words "You're obese" at me. It has been burned into my mind for the last 23 years. I brought it up at some point in the last year and she totally denied it, but I know what I heard. So many comments from her about my size back then. how I had no friends, that I was desperate for attention, etc. But the best revenge is living well. I'm half my previous size, in way better shape than she ever was at my age, and I am dedicated to making sure I don't end up miserable and bitter like she is. I had a boss that would come look at my food while I was pregnant. I had Cheez-Its one time and she took the box and looked on the side of it to read the nutrition label. She shook her head and said, "A moment on your lips, a lifetime on your hips." I was offended as I thought she was talking about me and about to speak up when she proceeded to pour some into her hands and start eating them. I was flabbergasted for a moment and then followed her out to her office. I asked her if that's what her mom would tell her. She giggled and said yes. I told her that that wasn't very nice of her mom. She said yes, but I say it so I don't go overboard. I then told her that I don't mind sharing food, but if she could please ask permission first. She got butthurt about that, so I started hiding my food when she did her rounds. She made triple the income I made, and I was single, so I wasn't about to give away my food. Yikes. My mom used to say, when I was 8 to 11 years old, "Yeah, you're gonna grow up to be the size of a house." Fatter as Terry below vertical bar. In a world with 6 billion, you can't always come first. Be happy with what you have achieved, and be proud of your effort. That's such a valuable perspective. I think we all need this at some point or the other in our life. Oh geez, my mom says there's always room at the top. Nothing I do is ever enough. She told me she hoped I got sexually assaulted or murdered, or turned to sex work to fund myself at college, because I applied behind her back, and picked to go to a college 2 hours away from home. I cut things off not long after that. Edit a word. Edit 2, thanks for all the kind words. I've graduated from college with honors, and I'm currently working in a job that I really like. Mentally I'm the best I've been in years, and I'm working on myself, and hoping to move away next spring. What the actual? WTH. Yours probably one up mine, because I at least got to move far away without such blessings. Good for you getting out of there. I'm so sorry your mom said that to you. Decents. Mine once kept talking about how she was often sexually assaulted as a young woman, but she was saying it like she was proud, and it's a compliment when it happens. I told her that had not been my experience, and her response, instead of relief that her daughter is relatively unscathed, was, "Well, I was pretty back then." Yeah. My mother implied I'm not attractive enough to sexually assault. Honestly not sure if that's better or worse than wishing it upon you. Jesus. Fatter is such a terrible thing for her to say. Cannot blame you for cutting her out. She told me once, "I don't want you to be his backbone." It really sits with me. Similar thing my mum said, "Don't have a wishbone where your backbone ought to be." And conversely, my mom also told me that I shouldn't rely on a man to support me, and that I should always have a way to support myself and future kids. What if my partner is terminally ill, loses his job, leaves me or dies? What happens to me if I relied on him to take care of me? Like, she wants you to be appreciated for who you are, and not live up to some made up role? Or something else? Good advice. Go mama. Do whatever it takes to make yourself happy. So I did. I made a lot of changes in my life that royally ed off others, but in the long run it made me much happier. I have mixed feelings about this advice. It's too vague to be said to just anyone. People can be naturally cruel and selfish. Sure, make yourself happy, but whatever it takes. Like breaking up a marriage, so you can have the husband, or stealing a promotion out from under a friend. If that's your cup of tea, then good for you, I guess. Came here to hear this. If you can read, you can cook. This was always my mama's response to me only making ramen noodle and asking for help, but it rang in my head in other scenarios. Basically, if I am smart enough to read, then I am capable of learning more and teaching myself. Also, this fueled my ad brain to explode into DIY and to see us mo vertical bar. I still ask for help for things over my head though, because I know I cannot know everything. This is great. I know so many people that are crippled by not knowing how, that they forget at one point they didn't know anything. Also this fueled my ad brain to explode into DIY earn to see us mo vertical bar. I think it's very important for people with ADHD to fully embrace this. When we get excited about something, we will find a way to do it. After a couple of years/decades we end up with a large set of skills. Most of them are pretty basic, but some situations call for people who are okay at everything instead of being an expert in exactly one thing. Also this fueled my ad brain to explode into DIY earn to see us mo vertical bar. I can relate to this so much. I have ads and a strong curiosity for learning. I love being able to do all the things I can do. Exactly. My mom told me, if you can read, you can learn anything. Basically same. Always keep a snack in your purse. Best mom advice in the whole thread. Mine added a change of underpants. If you leave now and get in trouble later, don't you ever call here thinking that we'll help you out, because we won't. You think you can do this on your own? Then go be on your own. Also on the greatest hits album is I Can't Believe You're Having Sex. My daughter is a slut. Where did I go wrong? OMG, it sounds like we had the same mother. It makes me so sad to read this. That last statement is my mom too, only I've yet to have sex because of my severe anxiety from such comments. Great album. I listened to it all throughout my childhood. With other memorable songs such as What Will the Neighbors Think? The Greatest Gift You Can Give Your Husband Is Yourself. Virginity. Children Should Be Seen and Not Heard. You Look Like a in all that macup. You Are Not Leaving the House Wearing That. With the bonus single I Will Smack That Smirk Right Off Your Face. Women can live without men, but men cannot live without women. Never settle. What's the meaning behind this? No one will love you until you start being normal. I'm autistic. Didn't find out until recently, though. I don't know what your mom is talking about, but no one is normal. Everyone has their own quirks that make them unique, and those other things that people fall in love with. Normal is boring. I hope you're able to find plenty of people in your life who prove your mom wrong, because she's very wrong. I am autistic too. I got diagnosed when I was young, and my mum would tell me to stop being weird in public. I cover my ears when an ambulance or police car drove past with the sirens blaring. I don't listen to that anymore, and if I need to cover my ears cause everything is too loud, I don't give a what every else may think. I have a wonderful mom who loved us unconditionally and did all she could. She said she never cared or wanted to climb the career ladder. She said she always wanted and dreamed of being our mom. I believe her, because her actions backed up her words, even though she wasn't perfect. That sums up perfectly what I want to do with my daughter. She's just a toddler right now, and I recently started school again for my second start at life. I just want to be stable enough to provide for her, but also be able to spend time with her. Hopefully it works out. Yeah, I'll never get away from me. When trying to get out of a toxic abusive situation with her as an adult, I have successfully gotten away from her, but there is a part of me that still believes I'll never truly not be trapped by her. I feel this. I think I'll even be trapped after she dies by the guilt about being happy she's gone. May I ask how old you are? I relate to this. I'm 28F and honestly my life is a complete show for my age, and I believe I have allowed myself to be anchored to my toxic family because of guilt. If I cut those ties, I'm realizing I'm too old to allow this in my life anymore. Never ever give up your job if you have children. Even if all you can do is work one day a week, for a few hours a day, stick with it. She permanently gave up her job when she had children, and found it impossible to get back onto the employment ladder after. She said it was so isolating spending all of her time with children. My dad worked, and my parents had moved away from friends and family when they got married. She wishes she had clung on to some form of employment to keep her going. Subsequently, her next tip was not to move away from friends and family when you have children. She had no support network. I like the way my parents did it, and I'm considering it for myself. My mom went and got her master's when us kids started schooling. This is something I regret as well. 8 years as a Sam with a husband, who is a workaholic in an industry that is completely unstable with work hours and days. Surprise night shifts and surprise weekends. I don't have any support network and husband complains about spending any kind of money, but encourages me to have a job and friends. I found a job in 2019, and then I was fired during the pandemic, because his job took importance. I had to be a full-time teacher, mom, housewife, maid, cook, and playmate for my kid again, but apparently I should be so happy with it, because of how many women would kill to have this life. I second your mom's words of advice. My mom too says this all the time. My mom told me the same. She's a post woman, so she has always been with us in the afternoons, when we were kids. I have this same issue. Out of work due to raising kids with a huge employment gap. Everyone always asks, what did you do for the last 7 years? Raised 5 kids. It annoys me, because I have a college education and a lot of employment experience. That just stops as soon as my first kid was born. People look down on me for taking a break to sit at home. Don't do good things that look bad, and don't do bad things that look good. Translated roughly from Spanish. Yup. I know that one. My mom did not used to say it, but it is very popular in Mexico. Like what? I dreamed of you always. I had 2 little dolls with the names of you and your sister. I always knew you'd be my babies and you both the joy of my life. She has an old black and white photo of the 2 dolls. My grandmother said she took them everywhere. She had a surprise later in life baby boy / my brother, that the prophecy did not foretell. My mum used to say something very similar, about dreaming of her girls, and having already named us, and been our mum, before we were born. She also had a baby boy later in life. Okay, am I reading that list sentence correctly? She had a baby girl with your brother? Your brother is the father of that child? Never wait to do something cause you don't want to do it alone. If you want to go watch a movie and your friend bails, go alone type thing. Also, always put secret money away in an account and don't tell nobody about it, not even your boyfriend or husband. Oh yeah, my mom and granny were huge supporters of the Mad Money account. So if you get mad, you got money lol. I've been to amusement parks more than a few times alone, those were the best times. Only going on the rides I wanted, leaving when I wanted, etc. Me about to move in with my first boyfriend. My wee mum, if he ever hits you just remember he will go to sleep at some point. I'm a guy who used to read Cheryl Strayed's Dear Sugar advice column. I just wanted to share something I remember her saying that I thought was really solid advice. The first time he hits you is the last time he hits you. Okay, that was awesome D. You have an awful singing voice. You have a really big bum. Your thighs are too chunky for a short skirt. You walk too slowly. You're not confident enough. It's weird because she honestly does love me and is very kind and supportive in lots of ways, but God, her obsession with picking at my appearance and commenting on things she thinks I'm bad at was not fun when I was a child. By the time I had reached my 30s and no longer gave a what she or anyone else thought about this stuff, I was able to actually enjoy her being infuriated when my response to negative comments about things, like what color I had dyed my hair, was to laugh and tell her I wasn't too keen on hers either, but so what? I'm sure she is projecting, and it is out of this desire for kids to better than the parent. Gosh, I feel this. My mom would pick me apart, especially appearance wise, but would always say you need to be more confident. Like yeah, I would be, if you weren't constantly pointing out all the things wrong with me. This too shall pass. She told me that, and she was right. I had a wise and wonderful mom. This might be my favorite. My mom has always told me that too. She is also a wise and wonderful mom. I'm very grateful for her. Another one of her quips to me is, "Don't be so rigid," something I continue to remind myself in various situations. My mom used to say this too. It also sounded like such a clique, but she when said it, I actually believed it. She's always told me to get my education and make a name for myself. To never rely on anyone, especially a man. Never tell other people your troubles. They're secretly glad about them. And your successes. They're secretly envious. She told Time that she did not love me and found it hard to even like me. That was rough for 12-year-old me to hear. I'm so sorry, that is so messed up. You deserve all the love in the world. Please remember this. Before I was a teen, my brother told my mom to cuss me out in German, so she called me Schweinhund PH, which translates to ugly pig dog in English. So I asked her to cuss him out in German, and she said, "No, I don't want to." Sounds like something my mom would do to me as well. If only we had siblings that could set a better example for us. A boyfriend is not an accessory. At the time, all my friends were getting into relationships, and I was dealing with FOMO, questioning why no one felt that way about me, and wanting a boyfriend for the sake of having a boyfriend. This is good advice. I once knew a girl who wanted a relationship for the sake of having a relationship, and not because she was at all interested in any person specifically. She just really wanted a man, no matter who. To her surprise, she kept ending up single. If anyone tries to tell you not to think, to just believe, turn around and run like hell. Always date a man that likes you just a little more than you like him. Sometimes you can love each other but it does not work. Regarding that, my mom always uses the Spanish saying "Don't no hay herina todo es moana," something along the lines of if there is no money/substance to eat, everything is misery. Like you can't just live out of love. Good sex is better than cake. We were discussing sex when I was still a virgin. I had asked why anyone bothers with having sex. That was her response and TBF the woman was right. Said to me at a 10-year-old by junkie mother, try heroin when you're young and can't afford to get addicted. 42-year-old me never touched heroin. Holy I am sorry. Good on you. I told my mom when I was 6 that I didn't know why, but I felt like dying. She laughed and said I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. Now I'm older and realize that was ed up. This made me remember the time I held a knife to my 7-year-old arms and told my parents I did not want to live. They laughed and told me to go to bed. You are right, this is ed up. I needed help, not my parents laughing at me. Oh. I'm so sorry. That is also a lesson I'm still learning. I still have some vivid memories of feeling ashamed for not being able to focus, getting assignments done, and losing things. Grew up depressed and anxious because was told by both mom and dad that I'm too emotional, too lazy, and stupid for not knowing why I lose or forget so many things. By 2nd grade, I already knew what suicide was, and remember how lonely and felt. Also, both parents were emotionally stunted, so spent all my time trying to gain their approval like water from a stone. 30 years of this, and my doctor diagnosed me with ADHD and let me know what they did was not okay. I was bawling. It still hurts, and had to use some time to mourn what I lost, but I can start making changes now to shed that old negative image. Spend as much on a bra, if not more, than you spend on your tops. You're more similar to me than you think, just you wait, you'll realize this. And she was right. Translation: I molded you in a way that will make my values and perceptions become yours. Getting pregnant with a guy doesn't mean you have to marry him. Do not ever marry or stay with someone because of the kids. Also, if you need help with abortion/contraceptives, just let us know. Context: one of the countries where abortion is illegal and people tend to be religious. My mom didn't think my high school BF was a good fit for me. But she treated him with kindness, and he was always welcome at our home. When he wasn't around, she would prompt to think about what I want and need in a long-term partner, and what a good relationship looks like. But it was never about him, just about what I deserved in life. I think that made it easy for me to realize early on that a relationship wasn't going anywhere, and when I needed help getting out of a bad relationship, my mom supported me. I will model how I treat my future kids' partners around that. Be kind and accepting, but make sure your kids know their worth and are with the right people for them. Wow. That is some next level GD parenting right there. Your mom sounds amazing. Don't do to others what you don't want done to you. I use it pretty much every day. Yes, my mother told me that too. And I am sticking to it. My Turkish husband does not understand why I still am nice to people when they are not nice to me. I do not like the feeling of always be mad and angry. It hurts turning everything upside down inside me. I just do not care what happens with them after they deal with their own *TTY feelings. I care about mine. Fat earth from the Bible, bro. Lol. I was hoping to see some wholesome answers, but holy. This world is ed up. You're selfish, or there's a difference between men and women. That's why you should know these household chores. You're raising me to do house chores for a man? Hello, sister from another mister. I see we have the same mom. My mom would always make me do the household chores, because that's what girls do and that's why she had me. While my brothers did whatever they wanted. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck. 3 weeks of